Good evening, guys and gals. Weekend video. I did one video last week, and I pretty much haven't changed my charts too much. Just added a few more option levels here. These were the weekly levels from last week. They've changed a little bit this week, but I think it's important to have those on there. The red ones there, have those as a point of reference for what we're doing here in the markets. And I want to point out here on the NQs, as of tonight, we are gapping above a major call wall, the 23,500. And if that holds, that puts us in a kicking off the week into a massive positive gamma situation. So heads up on that here on the NQs. Let's see if they can take this up and go, and we can start seeing some situation like this little move right here, or this move right here. This could be the what we're setting up here. This little move right here. This could very well be a trending day in the overnight and tomorrow's session. So be very mindful of that, what we have shaping up here in the NQs. Really important to note that we are gapping up above a major call wall, a monthly call wall. And how you find that, guys, you go to your NQs, you go to end of month right here, and you just look at your open interest. Okay, come down here. What are we at? 28,500, 23,500, basically. And what's it at here? That's 22,500. I'm sorry, 23,500. Yeah, there it is right there. And currently it's right around 440. The 440 open interest at the 23,500. That's a call wall. And then the next big one puts us all the way to 24,000. So we're actually gapping above a pretty significant area in the overnight session here. So be mindful of that going forward. Um, so I didn't have this 24,000 right here. So basically, we might be starting a new trading range, kicking off Sunday night here, a brand new trading range up into looking into these areas up here for the Nasdaq going forward here. Now on the put side, where is my put wall? Oh, I forgot to put the put wall on here. So real quick here, NQs 23,500. Nearest one of any significance here would be we have a pretty good put wall at 23,150, but the big one is at 22,800. 22,800 would be our big put wall. That's down here. So right down here is our big one, 23,150, right here on this breakout. That is our secondary, this breakout right here. So we know this is a major area. If we were to come down there, this should act as support if for some reason we get some sort of news and break down here. Well, guys, the cat has been quiet all day long until the moment I start doing a video, and he decides he wants to get his word in on the video here. So, guys, the cat's telling me that this is the stuff you need to look out for here. Cat intuition. Oh, crazy cat. Okay, here we go now. A little bit different situation here. We're an even 3% off the breakout level down here. Okay, guys, so we're at a resistance level into a potential call wall. It's a fairly minor call wall, but we are into a call wall in the overnight session here. Probably not going to advance much around both past 64.50 in the overnight session. That should probably hold pretty true here. So, bottom line is we're going into tomorrow's session. This is resistance until it's proven otherwise. But remember, we don't have any overhead inventory that we're trading against. So be very mindful of that. Trying to short this, knowing that there's no overhead supply that we're trading against. Here he goes again. He's trying to chime in on the video. Okay, guys. The put wall though is down here. There's our breakout level right here. 23.25 or 63.25. That is our major support now. 63.25. You don't want to be looking for any longer term shorts until we break the 63.25. So but we are gravely extended away from that. So be very mindful of that. The further we're getting away from our put wall, that creates the opportunity for a flush reset in that situation. So there is that potential flush scenario, getting away from that put wall. I would like to see a lot more puts hitting at these higher prices, which so far going into tomorrow morning session, that's not the case. Now I use IWM on the Russell because the futures, the ready futures, they don't get enough volume for getting a fairly accurate feel for the uh, call and put walls. But the IWM does have a lot more volume in it, so I do use that. Two main things going on here, guys. We've been stuck at this 225 for weeks now, perceivably looking for a bull flag breakout here in the Russell. Higher lows, higher highs. Perceivably, that's what we've got going on here. So be very mindful of that. Our put wall is much closer here at 220 than what we have in the other indices. Okay, sort of range bound trading. This could very well just reverse right back down here again, just like it has done in the past. Basically the pattern right here, we should technically be shorting resistance until we get a confirmed breakout that holds. We've already tried to break out above this high and it failed. We tried to break out here, tried to break out here, came down, back tested, tried to break out, it failed. So we do have a lot of failures above this 225 area. So be very mindful of that if you're trying to trade that. So ideally, it's a short until proven otherwise. So just be mindful of that going forward in our trading. Okay. Our ZNs, we're kind of trapped in between this trading zone right here. This actually should be green here, guys. I haven't updated it lately. If I go on a bigger time frame now, 4 hour, 180 things, this is acting as support. But you know, remember this was a wide trading range, but so far that's still remaining as support. Okay. Uh, in theory, this is still, we have the Federal Reserve coming out this week making a rate decision, so be very mindful of that. This here could be under pressure going into that rate decision. And even Powell's own words were the economy is doing very well. And everybody's, Trump's trying to talk up a rate cut. I just don't see it happening. I don't think you'll see a rate cut till September, October. But hey, I've been fooled before, so we'll see how it works out. I don't know if I got the ZBs drawn out. Let me check it out real quick. Yeah. So yeah, similar situation. The longer end of the curve is not behaving as well as the shorter end of the curve, and that's typically late cycle interest rate price action. So just be very mindful of that. That the longer end of the curve is just not getting as nearly as much of a bid as as you go shorter, yeah, in the duration. So like you go ZF. I've showed this before, guys. ZF, whoops, slash ZF. That's your 2 year treasury T bills. You know, um, look at July. It was way down here. We've had a really nice rally in the 2 years. The front end of the curve is really getting crushed, where the long end of the curve is getting collapsed. Like I said, typically what you see try in an economy trying to subdue inflation. Okay, that's exactly what you're looking. You typically see in that type of price action. Okay, guys. And see here, is anything else I want to talk about? Oh, the dollar, real quick. Give me a second here. Okay, guys, the dollar. Basically, if you're this is a bearish pattern, we came back down, we back tested. This could very well be a bearish continuation pattern setting up here on the Dixie. We'll see how it plays out here. I do think the Dixie is way overvalued given a lot of the stuff that's going on in the markets. So we'll see how it plays out here. Okay. Um, I think Trump's personality has really kept the Dixie up a lot higher than what you would otherwise have expected. So, but in the long run, a weak Dixie is not uh, good with the current workforce demographic we have in our country. Trump wants to bring back a lot of the production, manufacturing type jobs, and that's great, you know. But that's a everybody in the country has, we want to go to college. We want to get these great paying jobs. Well, the manufacturing production jobs, they don't pay that well, and we haven't addressed the cost of education, the cost of learning. We have not. There's a lot of problems, and we don't have. It wasn't like the Industrial Revolution. Everybody grew up in that environment, and they learned from their peers. You know, we don't really have that going on. We don't have that infrastructure, and it's going to take 20 years, 20, 30 years to build up this infrastructure of continuous investment from our government parties to change the mindset of the workforce. Everybody wants these jobs, and the AI is going to come in here and clear out a bunch of these jobs. I mean, AI is going to come in here and clear out a bunch of the accounting jobs. People aren't realizing it. You're going to get rid of all the IT jobs, or a large amount of those IT jobs. I've already got friends who've lost their jobs from IT. The jobs are completely gone. Seattle, the unemployment rate is horrible right now because they're laying off all these workers, in IT, and and they even outsource the work to India, and they're closing those facilities down because the AI is taking over. So even the Indians in India can't do IT work anymore because the AI is taking over. So that's the way it is. So just a few things I got floating in the back of my mind here. But bottom line is we got to keep a really close eye on the Nasdaq going into tomorrow because of, like I said, we're in a positive gamma situation to kick off the week, and uh, that's could very well bode well for the markets tomorrow to the upside. So let's see how it all plays out here. Is there any other things I wanted to talk about? Oh, SMH is just talking here, guys. So we've been stalling out on SMH because some of the smaller things but this is still technically a bull flag on the SMH. But we had stuff like IBM come in here and get spanked. IBM came in here, got spanked. There was a couple others came in here and got spanked last week, and that's really uh, holding back. So if you're not invested in anything related to the AI, directly into it, we got to have an inverse head and shoulders right there breaking out. This thing here is probably going to be north of, could possibly be. We're right into the target area, so I don't know. We'll see. We were only looking for 175, and it's hard telling how far it'll ultimately go. And Palantir is another one. I mean, it's just on a tear. Hey, we hit target there Friday, so heads up on that. So we've actually hit our expected target, and here we are, just taking off to the moon again. It seems like. Does it look like we're going to go to this trend line? Well, very well could be. Here earnings are just right around the corner. 170 into earnings, the way the markets are running right here. 170, 175 into earnings. I can say it's a very real possibility here. Okay. So I'm going to leave it right there. Thanks for listening, and we will see you on the flip side.